Oh, well, I just woke up and, well, I left my phone in the car and the car's locked. So I was knocking on the door and the phone isn't his. It's not Guy's because it's in my name. And I want my phone. So when you're up and when you can hear the bell ringing and you don't want to answer the car door, I'm not extorting you or anything like that. I just like my phone because you're into human trafficking because obviously you think because I'm on this property, you own me because you think it's some sort of power play because you're why am I picking on you? Because you're not RCMP, Gee. You know that, right? You're a fucking retired trucker. That's all you are. And you don't have any friends because they don't come around. And they don't come around ever. You don't have anybody come over. The only one that ever did was Andy, and he just used you to be in proximity to me to steal my money out of my fucking pocket for 20 years. Because it's actually the people's money accountants that chose to buy recreational master drugs off me, mainly pot. But Andy cleaned up on it because he's worth however many millions he is. He had other things. He had action going on, and you didn't have any gig. You had simply me as a son, and you didn't have any fucking clue what happened in 03 to 2010. So it's not your action. It isn't. Because Andy's trying to say he'll give you action after I get killed or go to jail for life. But the odds are, Guy, I'm probably not going, and you might be, unless you don't wanna. And probably nobody wants to go to jail. But his ticket may be sold already because there's no statute of limitations in Canada, Guy. But he's not the worst one because he does have an ally back east, and I don't have any way of proving any crimes against him, but they must plan on using me as a fucking fall guy, and they can't because I'm not their fucking fall guy. I'm not saying that to police. I'm saying that to Guy, because you talked to Tony once when I was young, and he didn't want to meet me because they knew I was a genius then. So Tony, you're worth what? How many hundreds of millions? Because he's up there too. He must be, and he just hangs on to some of the money. And you want to use me as a fall guy? Well, that's not gonna work because I've been talking online for countless hours, and Geese just watches when he feels like it. So it's not gonna work because, well, I mean, is Gee that fucking dumb? He might be because he never graduated. So, and he's not the problem, but he's taking the side of his uncle because he's not. I'm not gonna use that anymore because it's a secret, and he doesn't get it. Because I want my fucking phone out of the car. If I bang on that door, you should answer it. I didn't bang on it and knock politely because I want my fucking phone. So, and you don't need to know who's here because none of your fucking business is Victoria from out of town. And it's none of your business because you're jealous already. He's a jealous man on a couch. He lives on a fucking couch. That's where he lives. He doesn't go out and do anything. He's not seen in the community relatively at all. Since before I even started selling dope, he hasn't been seen in the community. He doesn't have any friends that he visits. He visits Andy once in a while. Tony's been here maybe once. I never met him. And he came to warn that I was a drug dealer. After they had that conversation, did he figure out how fucking stupid that is of Tony? Because Tony and me never met, except we did once, but he didn't give me his real name. So if it was him, he's not very clever because I figured that one out not that long ago, but I was probably being smart as I was and stupid as I was. Well, they're probably not even under investigation, these men, and they're all simply trying to they're under the thought police trying to have thought police against me. That's how far along they are. And they think they are government, and they're not government at all. And my dad's not the worst of them, and I know he isn't. And he just simply wants to be in with the worst of them, though. Right, because he's that generation. He thinks that picture's being deleted, because he's not that man at all. That man who actually did things in town, and who knows what that was. It's so fucking long ago, I don't know. But he doesn't understand what a counter strategy is. And he just doesn't get it. And it's being deleted because he doesn't deserve to even be on my fucking Instagram. It's just an Instagram account, but people watch, look at this, and he doesn't want that deleted. So maybe he's possessed by the man that was, because it's coming off. Because, well, I could care less about what he thinks. If he wants to treat me like that, not answer the fucking door, and he wants to have some influence out here. Well, why doesn't he have any influence in my fucking life? Because he tried to have me. He gave Chris the permission to kill me the other day. I picked it up in his mind. He's just waiting for me to be killed. Because of what? because he's getting told right now through his mind. There's people thinking of him, lots of people thinking of him at the same time. They're trying to brainwash you, Guy. You're being invasively, telekinetically brainwashed, and you're stupid enough to go along with it because you didn't even graduate grade 12. You don't even understand what it is when the planet or the continents were together and they spread apart over millions of years. You know what that means because you never learned it in school. You don't have a fucking clue. The only reason I'm here is because you ran me out of fucking somebody's place because they both have allergies now to cats, and neither of them have allergies to cats. The only reason I'm here is because I have cats. If I didn't have pets, and this is their angle on me, and this is one of the reasons I hate those motherfuckers. And if I strangle one to death, I'll probably get away with it because unless I leave some sort of evidence and I feel like going to jail, I'm not going to kill any of them. But he's chomping at the bit because you don't understand what any kind of real power is, Guy, because the bikers technically have none. They're organized criminals, and they're just an organized crime power. What's in this country is they're fucking out to lunch because Tony thinks his money is going to protect him. Maybe him it does because the railway doesn't want him in the news. But that's not going to make a difference because I know something about stock markets and their shares they're bulletproof. Like both railways wouldn't even notice it. And I mean that, and that's my interpretation of it. And I mean I do watch the markets. And I don't watch theirs recently because, gee, I'm the most spied on man in the fucking history of the world because of the Ralph Barger, and I don't like him one bit for it. But I respect some of the things about him after I knew he was dead for 2 years, and I thought he was alive for sunny days. I thought that would either piss him off or make him laugh, and I didn't care. And I still don't care. So, well, that's because I don't care about Ralph Barger too much. I care about him now that he's passed. And I'm not trying to say anything. Is the widow involved should know he's in heaven. And because I think he had a plan, and I think I'm trying to pull him out of a goddamn rut. Because they're mourning their form of leader. Meanwhile, others are mourning a woman that was way more important than he was, and he would have known this to this world. He's way more important than her, and people are having a lonely mourning, and there's people trying to take this power away from other people, and I'm in a power vacuum because I don't want any of their goddamn stuff. But Guy there, he thinks he's a powerful man now. He's not. He doesn't do anything. He lays there and does nothing all day on the couch because it's cold out now. And at least I go to town and drive around a fucking car when there's a hit on my head, and nobody seems to fucking have killed me yet. He's waiting for that. That's not bravery. And he's looking at me like, are you fucking stupid, Guy? You're not even my father anymore. And I'm trying to break him down, and he's just a fucking idiot. He doesn't get it. Nobody want a hit put on your head because you're mad. Andy or Al has one. Well, who the fuck is Al to you? You've seen him once since I don't even remember him. I was so young when I hung around with Judy, and I didn't hang around with anybody. Sorry, but Judy was his wife, and may she rest in peace because I had my own private war because I think he pulled the plug on her when I was in Cuba because it was a fucking strange coincidence the timing when she passed. And he probably did. And he probably did that because he wanted to say, I'm not allowed to go on vacation. Or he's a fucking retard on feet. And hopefully he does get killed. I'd be fucking happy to hear it. And I'd take the heat for that, no fucking problem. And I would. I would. He's standing alone out there with $2 Walter. And, well, fuck those guys out there. Because they're fucking idiots. Because they brainwashed my father against me. He's a father of a son that's fought 21 fucking years against his own fucking disciples there. They're all a bunch of dead men waiting because I can't wait till they all keel over. Every fucking one of them. And they don't have no respect for a man that committed suicide. They don't. They forgot about it already. Except for the ones that knew the man who did. And this happens somewhere in the world. And at least I'm talking about him, and I care about him because he did it for a reason. And Guy, why aren't you fucking fancy? Because you're so fucking dumb. You never graduated high school like most of these guys. Ralph Barger took advantage of all of you for it. Not all the Hells Angels for it. He did. And he took advantage of a bunch of men that didn't graduate. He's probably highly educated, or he turned into an author to get out of a police rap. So that's what I'm gonna have to do because I don't think I have a police rap coming my way, because I probably don't, and maybe I do. Well, that's my business. And Guy, unlock the car door. Because I'm going to, at 5 or 6 or 7, I'm going to bang on the door, and you look at me like that again, like you're smarter than me. You're not. You're not a fucking genius. You're not even close to a genius. You're like a fucking, you're good at mechanicking and you don't make friends well because you have none stop out here and see you. None. There's people in town that hate you for what you've done. Hate you. And I simply, mom might be watching in the other room and you don't get it, Guy. You just don't get it. Because you're laying on a couch where you live on and you're going to die on that fucking couch because you need a bed to lay on. Because you're waiting for me to die. And my mom and me, we're sick of you. Because I can't speak for her, but you're just, I'm not the odd one out. Because I stick up for my mother. And my mother's my mother. And she's thrown me in jail for fucking nothing more times than not. Because they're simply brainwashed by bikers. You guys are not friends of the bikers anymore. They don't give a fuck about you guys. They don't. They don't care about you two. They never fucking did. That's why you guys are out here on Grandpa Wayne's money. He put that there as a test to see what both of you did, and you're both against me now. And this is because I just woke up and I'm in a bad mood. But do you not understand that? The money he was left that there as a test, and he's right on the way with the bikers that killed him. He was killed by the Hells Angels. You don't have to do nothing about it, Guy. Just open that car. It's yours. You own everything around here, Guy. You're a fucking tyrant. You're fucking smart too. Well, you fucking, he's fucking brainwashed. See how he treats me? He's gonna try and think to his buddies right now. And he's brainwashed out of his fucking mind. He is. He's right brainwashed because he thinks the Hells Angels rule the world. They don't rule a fucking thing. They don't rule nothing. Nobody rules anything but people who rule. And it's got nothing to do with the fucking bikers. And fuck, are they stupid, these men. He's brainwashed out of his mind. What are you going to do, shoot me, Guy? Like, what are you going to break a law over there, Guy? You haven't broken a law since the 70s, probably, or 80s. And you had me, and Guy, the only reason I'm here is because you ran me out of fucking Kim's because of your fucking dumb play with Pat Haynes. I picked it up in my mind. I can read your guys' thoughts. And I know I could talk to somebody I could get in touch with somebody who's the owner of the building. And he would probably let me have cats if I talked to somebody. And he might, I don't know. I'd have to ask. Maybe he would say no. And that's fair. And you guys, and you're the reason why people don't want to deal with me in town because of you. And you're a fucking loser, Guy. You are. You're retired early. You could still be working. And you're retired because you have a good pension. And you don't want to rent a place in town because you're fucking stupid. You're waiting for me to be killed because they told you it's going to happen. They're lying to you, Guy. It's not going to happen. Because you're fucking stupid in the head. You are. You're dumb. You're daft. You must have hit your fucking head somewhere. Or somebody punch drunk you. Maybe it was Uncle Johnny. Because when I came close to you and I wasn't even going to hurt you, you went, you must have thought I was Uncle Johnny back because, that's what he did. His Uncle Johnny must have shit kicked him so fucking bad, cut his fucking finger off for being a heroin addict because he did something wrong. And that's what must have happened. And you want me out of the RV now. You ran me into this RV, Guy. I'm not leaving it. Why are you even watching it this hour? I never woke you up. So what the fuck you doing up? Laying on a couch? You've been there for fucking since you retired. You haven't left. You quit a job because your grandpa passed away, and I'm revenging him by doing this kind of talk online. It's live for everybody, and the whole world now is probably ready to hit their head on a wall. I can't say that, but because you don't get it, Guy. I do get it. You're a lazy man, but you worked your whole life. You're retired, but you want to retire into biker legend? You're not. You're not even a fucking biker anymore. You're not. Whatever you were, you're not, because you don't hang out with any of them. They've brainwashed you through your mind. And I'm in town in a gold Monte Carlo when I am, and I'm ready. Anybody who wanted to kill me would have found me by now. There's been several hitmen that flexed on me, but they don't want me dead because they would have shot at me. And they know I'm a better leader than that man in California is. So, well, I am. And maybe he doesn't want that to be known. Well, too bad for him. Because apparently he's someone that is hard to kill, or nobody's tried to kill him yet, because he's useful to others. Because he should remember that he's a biker, and someone's been around a lot longer, and they should have respect for those people. And some do. He doesn't, apparently, because I'm sure he doesn't. He pretends to, because that's the way I feel it out. And now he's gonna want me to cut out a small bag. This is where I make my fortune, because others have made plenty of fortunes before off the shit, and his bikers have backed them all in this country. And well, there's some that come along, they can't back or they don't need to get in the way of. And Guy's the one getting in the way. So when I leave here, because I'm going to find a place through disability, I need it. I have to have it because these bikers are so fucking greedy. They're ignorant beyond all belief, because they think they own beautiful British Columbia. They don't own a fucking thing around here except private property, and that they don't own anything underneath 6 feet of the first floor story is what I understand from my studying for years. Because I studied from 2010 to 2013 when I didn't do much. I didn't realize they were this out of line with power. I would have started killing them when I didn't have attention. Because I'm not murderous and I'm not gonna. But I mean, I would have started because they're out of line and nobody can just kill them off, but except themselves. That's why I'm saying they should call each other. Because if anybody needed to be called, it's the Hells Angels in this fucking province, and that's not the right way to think about people. So, you have to think about that. And he'll refer to who, Craig Penner? He's a blind man that hasn't made any money with the patch for fucking years. I know because you haven't actually visited him, Guy, since he lost his fucking eyesight leaving this property. Probably because of things you did. It's like when I thought Doug Laidlaw was, he didn't do anything wrong. He probably didn't do anything wrong. It was Derek Erickson that hot those two men. And he's probably bad karma just from his dad picking that name as a fucking company. That's what I thought. Because his dad's probably not the worst one of the two. And I gave their brother a stroke because he was trying to telekinetically box me. And they're trying to, and I'm trying to, I don't do telekinetic. If you, where are you? And because I would do that to Iffy, no problem. Because he wants me dead and he's trying to be calm about it. And what, are you scared, Iffy? You're not watching, you're sleeping. So don't forget that. And he's scared, he wants help. he wants help. And he's looking for police to help him. And that's what he's looking for. And Geese thinks he's speechless. And I wasn't gonna hit you that day, Gee. I smacked the phone out of your hands and you called the cops for nothing. You could have just said, why'd you smack the phone out of my hands? And because I wanted to see what he was going to do. And he called the cops on me that time. I just simply walked through the bush, which is cougar and bear country, mountain lion country. And that's no big deal to him. I had someone pick me up. And that's no big deal to him. It doesn't matter to him. No, he never thought about that. He's never been in the bush once in this area without a gun. Well, he shouldn't go because the bikers are not welcome in the fucking bush without a gun because they'll get eaten by fucking animals. That's how much fucking animals hate them. And they seem to leave me alone because whenever anything's, I walk right through that fucking bush. And right now I'm having a territorial dispute with a mountain lion and a bear because the bikers mean nothing to me except for the ones that actually do something for me because they don't do anything for me right now. Nothing. Simply put, because they feel insulted and they're lottie fucking da, some of them. And some of them I'm not talking about. I'm just saying they just think they think they're better than everybody else. And they're not even bikers anymore because they got so much money. They're socialite type men and they don't barely just because I seen Iffy on his Harley doesn't mean he's a biker. He's a murderous fucking no good. That's what he is. That's my opinion on him. And well, that's my opinion. So I mean, I don't know anything about him because I don't. And he's a scared man now. Like he thinks he has his power now. He's passed it on. No, he hasn't. He has no power. Yeah, I want my fucking phone. And I'm in a couple of little while and knock on the door to get it. I can sense when you're watching Gee. So you're Gee now. Dad's off the fucking limits because you just don't get it, Gee. People don't like you because of you when you're younger. And there's a reason why, and you don't want to admit it because you were forced to do something by Clifford. That's what he forced him to do. And well, that's what. And Clifford feared the fucking for anybody not to like. They fear him, and then nobody fears me because nobody. Jesus Christ, it's a little bit of a little bit. Well, he's troubled, but it's okay here because I deal with him. And it's like Chris when he was younger. Well, he wasn't popular. He wasn't popular, and he was just a video game fan. He drew pictures, and I asked him to come sell drugs with me. That's it. And he ran himself right into being busted because he was out of line with just a little bit of money he had in his pocket. Now Cliff's taking him on, and he lets him do whatever the fuck he wants. And well, I'm not somebody to call somebody in, so I just he won't give himself up. He's probably sleeping right now, and I'm not gonna lose my mind because it's not the police fault with that young man. It's not his dad's fault. It's Clifford's fault, and he's meaning it to be. And And I haven't been near him since he was 16, probably 17. He shouldn't have been thrown dope. I know that, but I was 17 at the time. You know, I put the fear in the bike with something fierce, and he doesn't have any idea about that because he doesn't know about it because you were conned with me. You fucking stupid French pig. So think about that for a while because you were conned by Tony, Andy, and now just because Craig's now in your mind. Because Craig's going to reinforce the fact that he went blind off his property, probably just because he's a drunkard and he fucking did something stupid without a helmet on. That's what happened, and he's probably regrets that. But hey, he's a blind man. I don't mean to hurt him, but he's still a nomadic. He said, and he's trying to reinforce the fact that he doesn't have to do anything that I say. Well, I don't ask him to do anything I say, and because he's shocked. Because he's shocked that everybody hears us, and he doesn't know who hears it. He doesn't. And he's unlocked the car key so I can get my phone. It's in the fucking console. And it's not your fucking car. I'll just break the window out of it. Then you'll call the cops. Then you'll have me. He'll have me rounded up. He thinks he's a detective. He's not a fucking detective, and neither am I. I know that. So what the fuck is wrong with that man? He's fucking stupid in the head. And I'm 35. I'm not retired yet. This is where the baby boomers, all the biker ones, they simply forget about that card. And fuck, man. They're just retarded. And they're not genius at all. Some of them are very smart men, but there's a difference between genius and very, very smart men. And some are. And some are at the best of their, and there's a reason why. And well, I know why. And they don't know why. So, I mean, I just can't stand that fucking French fucking no good inside. He's a ruthless fucking nobody. Because he is. He's nobody. He's only somebody now because I had online content creation. You don't even know what content creation is, or you have to rebuttal to somebody. Did you miss that word in your fucking schooling with being a biker too? Just open the fucking car up. You have the key. Press the fucking button. Because you're awake. I can tell. You're laying on a couch, which you live on. You need a bed in a spare room. Mom snores. Big fucking deal. She's snoring. She's sleeping. She's soundly asleep. She needed some rest. She's had a tough time lately. And I forgive her because I forgive her. I can't forgive her after what she did. Well, most wouldn't forgive her. She's loving it. And well, no, being here in Montana, well, I didn't know them from a hole in the ground before I met them. I didn't know anything about them because I just got back in the game last February as far as dope dealing, and that's the only goddamn part of the game. That's the only one I know because I never laundered money once in my life. And the bikers, well, I mean, they launder so much money. They actually think the money's theirs out here, and they don't see the problem with that. They don't see the problem with that because I brainwashed them with this neo-Nazi picture, and they're a bunch of fucking idiots. I mean, except for the ones that the secret chapter. Well, they're probably in shit being that, but in my opinion, they're fighting a counterinsurgency against American power in itself, and I know they're going their own way on it because they fear somebody, and well, it's not me, and I don't want them to fear me. I mean, I don't like being. I like to be alone. I do stand alone. She's sleeping. I'm just scratching my neck. That gives me my neck itchy. I think if you're loyal to a biker, you have to go like this and scratch it for 15 fucking minutes because that's the only. Other than that, this is just there's a roaring lion there. And that's not me. I'm a Leo, but the roaring lion represents the devil. No, I'm not the devil. I'm not. So you guys may as well make yourselves very clear in public that you guys are uh, Hells Angels because you guys. I don't even like saying that word because I can't stand them. I really can't for what certain and somebody wants to pretend he's not a Hells Angel or Nomad. Fuck you, Clifford Cochran. You're one of the two, without a doubt. I've never seen you guys in any colors up close because I drove by him once in my grandmother's car at Town Country one of the times I've seen him. And I stared at him like I wanted him dead. Wanted him white to rearview mirror saying, I don't know, watch out behind you. Well, you guys aren't the devil. You're a bunch of soft baby boomers in this town. And you're right for the extortion, right for it. Because don't forget, 21 years here, and the stock market's boom. And it's not because of you guys alone; it's because of people outside of town, all over the world, and the big money, man, the billionaires. They're the big cause of that, and I don't have any problems amongst them. My problems are amongst the baby boomers and in this area, and you guys don't know when you're being angled here. like the baby boomer Helen. There's only one man that I wouldn't dare insult at all, and he's simply taking their side because he forgot he was something 20 years ago. And okay, open the car. It's not your phone. It's my phone. It's in my fucking name. And you don't even have the same last name as me. So hopefully I didn't come from your loins, because nobody says that, and I don't like you. You're not a man to be liked anymore. You're simply brainwashed because the things I said to you are the truth, and they ring true. And you're willing to listen to somebody in your mind. Are you fucking out of your fucking mind? Because people watch this and have their own opinion on it. And I've been known not to be fucking very happy when I get up. And I slept for a couple hours. It's better than nothing. I don't want it. I just don't feel like sleeping anymore because he's gonna go back to sleep on a couch. You can't live on the couch, kid. Nobody's coming here to hurt mom. I guarantee it. The fucking Why don't you go ask the wilderness kid without a gun? 'Cause they're not. You don't go outside you don't go to town with a gun, but you're not the same man you were. I remember watching you when you bought your new bike there and you rode up to Brian Ledoux's house and you knew it was his house. And you're more proud of him than you are of me. And he doesn't do a fucking thing for you. You were told to break off the fucking logo on my Monte Carlo, and you did that because Brian said so. Brian's a fucking fall down daytime drunk. I don't have anything against daytime drunks, I don't, but his reputation is ruined, and that's the point. And that's the point of him. And maybe he's got too much money and to some, prove it he's in a crime or something, but he's just a daytime drunk. And hey, too bad for him. And his sales have hurt. He only ever had 3 ads on there whenever I looked at his. I didn't even know he was the president of the local real estate corporation because I didn't check till after I left. And that's how much I care about Brian. Because, well, I don't. Mhm. Mm, Well, that's the truth. I didn't know who he was before I got there. He met Caesar that day. He got impressed me. And because I knew he was a realtor. And I just thought, well, I con him too. And there's the end of that con. And, well, there's many con members. And seriously, gee, they don't care about you because you don't have their money at all. The only reason they care is because you have influence with me, and you don't want to have influence with me. So I'll move out and bring my cats, and you'll have no fucking influence, and you're gonna die there on that couch because you don't spend money on mom at all. Because Mr. Donaldson promised you a new woman when Sherry moves out or dies. That's what he did. I know you did. I know that because you don't want to leave me. You're too weak to say that maybe you do, and you, well, mom's not dying anytime soon because she's got health and longevity, and she can guarantee that I love her. But you two have been very unkind to me, very unkind, and you two know it. And he's not a biker really, and you're not a bitch to him. So whatever it was back in the day between you two don't get along much anymore. You don't ever really. He goes in separate rooms, and he's not even smart enough to get a fucking bed in the next room. He's scared someone's gonna come kill him from something he did. Because are you protecting the front? What are you living on a couch for, D? Because I'm sitting here trying to get through to him, and he's not. He thinks he's stubborn and a Frenchman. And just open the fucking car so I can get my phone. It's not your phone, Guy. It's in my fucking name. And that means something in every country in the fucking world. Because you're into slave drivers. They're into slavery. They are. And they are. They're slave drivers. And he thinks he owns that phone because it's in the car that he financed for my mother. And this property is hers because Shirley Hayden put it in Sherry's name, and you took it out of her name because of her debt. So you're trying to extort her, and you're extorting her out of this property. And you're not going to do that. You won't make it through. Me and the mafia, separate ones from me, completely different. I'm pretty sure this would be fucking absolute fucking. To me, it's near treasonous, and it is treasonous because she cooked all your food when you were a trucker dude, and you lived the high life with your fucking fancy fucking dinners there when other men had to eat out of a truck stop. And I do a lot for truckers online because I do something for them. You don't write a fucking thing, and you think it's your work. It's not. You're not even proud of your son because you don't even know what proud is. Your dad never even. I never met your dad because he wasn't around or he was sick and he just didn't make it out here. And I understand that. And I understand he's a hitman of some kind. Maybe wasn't proven. Where'd you get that information, Guy? And don't worry about your bloodline, Guy. It's not secured because you'll never meet one of your children that act like this, like grandchildren, never. I probably won't meet any of the ones I have because the only way Pat Ainsworth has any knowledge of that is of a hacker. And if it wasn't Brent McGee, well, it might have been. And it must be good. And he's probably living up in Juniper Ridge. And he probably is. And that's where he's, and well, that's one of the man's play on, what? I don't know. I don't know. It's already worked out. It's I'm a secret. And she'll be fine when she's 18. And I'm hopefully have some money if I'm still sitting here talking to bikers about this. Because they don't get it. And that's how to play with Pat. And everyone has to play with Pat because he's a man that simply has plays. Well, he's a man that isn't above the law. So, and he's scared of me. So he wants mercy. He wants mercy from me, but then he wants to make moves on me. He doesn't get it. He can't make a move on me. So we're stalemated because I'm not making a move on him. I've never even seen him before in my life. So they wanted to say I was with him. That's an insult because he's a bull queer. And he's a queer still because he's a bull queer. He didn't take it in the ass, but I never been with a man in my life. So Chris is one reason that I defend him is he should have never done that to that man's son. He should have never done that, and that's a bad mistake for Pat Ains, and he's a fucking idiot doing something like that. But Chris doesn't understand that. It was just Cliff that did that. They all made the decision together. They did, and it's obvious. And I'm trying to talk some sense into you, Chris, but you don't want sense because you're brainwashed the same way as them, and you guys are devoted in one thing. You're all brainwashed together, but that's only the patch members, and people should just snap out of the fact that hello, they're not that feared in cameras anymore because of me and others, and they hold fear because of a patch that Rob Archer created, which is an unfortunate thing in this world's history. It really is. But some men hold it well and they do a good job trying to protect the community in their own way. But I'm just a small bag dope dealer, so I didn't hurt the fucking world too badly over the course of time. But they took all my trade craft and they took it all and they wanted to make hundreds of millions of dollars each with it. Or their fortunes ballooned since the early 2000s, and they want to cut me right out of it. Well, now I'm in the management of them. Now I own them because they think they own the country. So we went over this on the mob radio. So I'm not into slavery, but I own the patch members in this public because they think they're government. So so they won't like that. And Guy, go on, open up the door because I'm gonna go brain on you soon because I need my fucking phone, Guy. And he's being stubborn. What are you trying to do? Bait me into beating me up, Guy, so you can call the cops? You're an organized criminal, one way or the other. So you shouldn't call the cops at all. That was my point when I yelled at you. You're a rat on the phone, and you did it again. Because you're a real tough guy, Guy. That makes all the Hells Angels look so good. And I got nothing against anybody in Juniper. So and well, Brent, I could care less what he does because there's a lot better hackers than him in the world, and there is. So he knows it. So he's just the one that was closest to me, and he learned from my internet search history. I just got back on the computer like not that long ago, so I was on my phone only, and I didn't do fuck all on there. Stuff okay, I was on Facebook forever. I got all sorts of stuff on there, and well, why don't you guys change your name? Because you guys are behind some sort of plot for the sex changes, and some of hermaphrodites and all this come from something and some sort of poisoning plot. It's hard to explain, but somebody picked up on it, and somebody else has, and it's very strange, and it comes from the Quebecers. Not all of them, because they don't all know what I'm talking about. And that's some sort of weird shit going on from the Ku Klux Klan and neo Nazis and all these different. They want me dead and absolutely perish, but they want to do competition or they just want me dead, and they're just I don't care about them. And there's one little piece of picture. There's one picture did all this, and well, it didn't do it. They simply were probably going to do this stuff anyways. And well, I don't know because Grand Point was Alexandria, which was the prostitute. he died for his country. At the end of the day, he died for his country. Me and him must have protected his family in some sort of way. They simply killed him because he was going to put me in the will. And he was gonna. That's what he was on. That's what I think. And I don't want any of his money. And Guy doesn't understand that because he doesn't have his grade 12. And if he was trucking that day, which he was, and I came back from an electric job, which I'm not going back to. Unless I invest in a small company or somebody who wants to do that. But this isn't the time for advertisement because Guy, that's my phone in the car. It's in the console. And why haven't you opened the? Because he's watching with the subtitles. He's been watching the whole time, and he thinks he's gonna refer to who Tracy and the broads who have no fucking say in anything because Pat Haynes just controls them, and Pat Haynes is caught because he's just trying to get out of telekinetics. I'm giving him a little break because I don't know what he looks like, but he's scared shitless of me with telekinetics. Cliff is too, scared shitless. And Guy, I haven't done any telekinetics with you because what's that look like? Because you're messing with a mastermind, and I happen to be in crime. Because you don't need to be scared of me, Guy. Start standing up to your own kind. Because me and somebody else got him cornered, and we're not each other's enemy. We're not. And because he's messing with my mom, because she's has debt, Guy. You should be paying that off. Because you just don't want to. You have money, Guy, from Wayne, and he wanted you to pay that off. You would have known about it. Somehow, unless he didn't, he would have known because of his friends, and they were well-connected type men. And you're not willing to pay that off. You're just gonna wait till she passes away. How dare you? How fucking dare you? And you want to lay on the fucking couch and pretend you're a biker? I'll take a piss on your bike next time you pull it out of the shop. And he's now he remembers something about loyalty. I'm your son, you fucking no good. And there's a reason why people didn't like him back in the day, and some did, and others really didn't, because he thought he was the hot shot of them all. That picture's getting deleted, and that's the only fucking part of him that's on the internet. Because Guy Dag, you got nothing to do with Mr. Dag, unless it's some far-ranging fucking plan from Guy there. He thinks he's smart, or it's just a random fucking name the psychologist used, or it's a random occurrence, which I doubt, but maybe it was, or he didn't make it. He had that for a while. And there's a good picture of me and Grandpa Wayne and Denise on there. People like to see that, Guy. Because I'm kind of a legendary fucking anti-Hell's Angel, anti-Christ to them. I just anti-everything of theirs. And I got them, and you're brainwashed along with them. Because you just didn't even know. He didn't even know about this picture I drew. He didn't. He learned it from me. And he didn't know that Mom was thrown down a set of stairs by Brett. And my mom barely remembers that because she doesn't remember it at all because she lived somehow. I remember this my first one. I think it is my first memory seeing Brett in an elevated position, and well, I forgave him for it long after. It was not short after because we were brothers, and he's double bounced me into the goddamn double advanced me into the trampoline, and I never did that, but maybe I did, and I see somewhere's there, but I was too young, and he would have straightened me out for it. I never did that again, and well, and all this comes from Guy being a weird fucking dad, or just a good dad that it just seems like he threw O'Brien into a coat rack once because he was brought home by the RCMP. That was in Richmond. Mom's cousin. Mom didn't know that. I remember seeing it as a kid. They knew I was going to be a genius. And, well, Dad simply not proud of that. He wants to unlock the car. Well, why don't you just unlock the car? Because it's okay that you're watching Guy. I wrote it on a piece of paper and I let it. And I didn't do that to everybody in town. It spread around maybe. And I don't need it right now, but I kind of do want my phone, Guy, because it's, in this modern day and age, everybody wants their phone. This cat shouldn't be on the table, but I'm not going to be mad at him for it. And obviously, I'm going to get my phone when I wake up. I locked it and I forgot it in there. So, it's a car. You own it, no kidding. But just because I'm in the RV here, maybe Mom figures she owns this RV because you think you own everything here. Do you think you own Sherry? Because between my drug dealing skills and my ability to pay for a place, I could start a GoFundMe online and probably get enough money out of rent. As long as we leave him behind, Sherry, and we could earn money selling drugs as you used to sell weed, just weed. You had a nice, healthy line, small line, and it was good when I was selling weed because I was studying. All this is all the biker commotion is all about me getting back into the game. Well, I was in the game from February to February, and now they're running me out of it. But it was Guy that started it because he was somehow involved with Auntie Kim not allowing me to have a cat. Settle down, Jesus, relax. And I can absorb his anger because I don't know why he's mad like that. He doesn't want to be held, but he's praying. Okay, fine, go. He's trying to hit me in the face, but he didn't no claws out, so he's good like that. And well, I grew up with my brother, but he wasn't perfect either. But he had an abusive father. It wasn't you, Guy. Wasn't. It was Mike Grimm, and he's a no good. And from what I understand, his girlfriend and his maybe new wife and daughter, I think, got away from him, and they left him high and dry lately, and that's good. Because I think something from this content gave them the strength to do that. Because he's probably up to the same evil deeds. I don't even know his middle name. I don't know where he is. I've never met him. But if I don't know what he looks like. So, and I know he doesn't come to Kamloops because, well, it wouldn't be good for him. And Guy already straightened him out, I hear. Well, he told me one story. And he's not going to jail for it because I don't know if it was him. There's no proof. So, and he underestimates how much this is worth because I do care about you two, but you two are bored and you're just. Why would you want to live out here anymore? You've been out here and the winter's brutal out here unless you're working still or you keep busy. You guys don't do anything outside except clean snow and you just watch TV too much. It's not going to lead to a very productive retirement because you guys are not healthy with that way. Mom should go back to work at the end. She could get her job back, probably no problem if she went down there. And she's she's excellent in that kitchen. I know that from working there with her. And I have no, it's not I'm just my opinion on the matter. And Dad, you should probably work some sort of job because you're bored. And living on a couch is not good for you. So what are you scared of? No one's coming here to hurt you. Because you're listening to people, you think someone's coming to kill you? Well, no one's coming here to kill you. There's probably men that want you dead, but they're not coming here because of me. And me, well, there's not many people that want me dead. There isn't. Except for somebody in just past Rivershore and probably somebody in California. But that's nothing new there. I mean, I'm used to that. So, and those are only 2 human beings on a planet of several billion. And Guy, are you okay in the mind? Like, are you scared of somebody? Are you scared of something? Or are you scared of the past? So why don't you get a spare bed? Because you're not scared. You're not. Because you don't have any fucking. Because somebody said they want you dead. Well, I'm not the same man as him, so I'm not going to threaten anybody over it. But what he did is not okay, but he's going to get away with it because he's who he is, and he's simply a proud man, and he is, and well, he is a proud man, and he's trying to be loyal to the bikers, and he is loyal to the bikers without a fault because I'm not one of them. And there's nothing I can do because I'm not going to bring up something because I understand what it could be. I understand it was probably an order, and that's because he makes men do things like that to get, and that's Iffy's fault, and it is because he's a man that orders people to do things, and he's been ordering people to do things like that in this valley for probably 50 years or so, and he's simply gotten away with it for all these years, and I'm saying he's not allowed to do that anymore, but he's got Chris right brainwashed, saying that he is not going to go to jail because well, I'm not going to be the one to send him to jail because he needs to give himself up. And well, somebody's awake, and I'm just waiting for him to do that. And he's gonna have to because well,